Go ultra wide and very small and light with a bright aperture. This lens on Fujifilm X-T5, it's a joy to use, and also it's very practical if you are into ultra wide photography, astrophotography, vlogging, indoor filming yourself, and all kinds of activities where you need an ultra wide lens, and also where you want to keep your package small and powerful. So let's talk about this lens now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. In this video I want to share with you my impressions regarding this lens and ultra wide photography and videography with this 9mm f2.8 ultra light lens. This lens is made by Viltrox, and it's a lens that is completing the Viltrox Air lineup lenses. So finally we have a budget, very well made lens from Viltrox and very light in the ultra wide field of view. So you have here a 9mm focal length. This means you'll have a field of view around 14mm. It's a very wide field of view. This wide field of view, it's very practical for landscape photography, for abstract photography, where you want a dramatic field of view. Also, this lens, it is very usable for filming indoor yourself or outdoor if you are doing vlogging and you want to show something from the environment, because having this ultra wide angle, this means you'll be able to put lots of information into your frame, but also this means that you can crop your images in video but also in photo. So the versatility of this lens on a Fujifilm camera with 40 megapixel sensor and with great IBIS and with a screen that it's offering you the chance to film yourself, like X-T5, like XM5, like XH2S, XH2 and XS20, it is very huge. So the benefits that this lens will open for your Fujifilm camera are really outstanding. And also at a fraction of a price, you don't need to pay the full price of the 8mm f3.5 Fujifilm lens. So let me address a little the build quality and ergonomics of this lens. As you are already able to see, I'm very thrilled regarding build quality and ergonomics. This lens on X-T5 and on any other Fujifilm camera, it's a joy and a pleasure to use. The lens is very small, very light, feather light. It's one of their smallest Viltrox Air lineup lenses. It weighs almost nothing, so the package is ultra portable on you or in any camera bag. And having such a small and powerful package, for me, it is really something. Again, if you are using gimbals, this means that you will be able to mount this lens on any gimbal very easily. So regarding build quality, you have the build quality of a Viltrox Air lens that it's good plastics, good quality, USB-C for firmware updates and so on, and unfortunately no weather sealing, so you don't have a weather gasket here, but for what you pay and what you get, again, if you don't shoot in heavy rain and in snow, I don't think it's a problem. So for me, regarding build quality and how this lens is staying, look here, I think the package is speaking for itself. It's very easy to see that you have here a very light package, easy to bring with you, and a very powerful package, because let me address now the AF of this lens. So I've tested this lens in AF in video mode and also in photography, and the AF was snappy and good. So in photography, of course, an ultra wide lens at f2.8 by night photography, in good light photography, it was acting very well. So also in night photography and also in good light, nothing to complain, really nothing to complain. Next, I tested this lens in video and also it worked very well. It didn't hunt, it kept my eyes. Again, a 10-20 second test, I was able to see that the lens was performing very well for self-vlogging with X-T5. So really loving the results regarding AF. I have nothing to complain. Again, it's an ultra wide lens. I didn't use IAF with an ultra wide lens. I'm not saying why I should do this. But of course I've used IAF in video and it tracked me very well. So AF 10 out of 10 for such an ultra wide lens, but in general with ultra wide lenses they are easy to focus. So nothing to complain here at this chapter. Now regarding the images that I was able to get with this lens, how is the image quality? Well, the image quality, it seems to be very, very, very good. So I was able to get very clean images with lots of details, with lots of sharpness, with lots of clarity. It seems that the lens is resolving without any problems the 40 megapixel sensor of my Fujifilm. So I was able to crop without any problems. I get some distortions if I'm not paying attention to make the composition right, but this is normal for an ultra wide angle lens. So if you get distortion, you must control the distortion using Lightroom or other tools that will correct the perspective of your pictures. But other than that, distortions from the lens, it is possible to be there. I was able to see some reviews that are showing some pink cushion distortion. But again, for my photography, for my liking, for my videography, and for my landscape photography, street photography, I wasn't able to see building distorted by the optical qualities of this lens. Also, flare I wasn't able to get, but yes, you have some flare. Vignetting, from there to there you will have some vignetting, but not big problem. So overall, this lens is keeping the qualities and the downsides of a Viltrox Air lineup lens. What it's very important is that you get nice pop, nice 3D pop for an ultra-wide lens at f2.8. So an ultra-wide lens at f2.8, you really get some pop. So if you want to obtain some interesting images, you'll get that pop and that sharpness at f2.8. So this is huge deal when you want to use this lens in this creative way. Of course, the background blur for a wide lens like this, it is there when you get very close, because the minimum focus distance, it is very good. It is 13 centimeters. So 13 centimeters minimum focus distance with good sharpness from f2.8. And of course, as you close the aperture, you'll get better sharpness. So this means unlocking the power of very creative shots. So nothing to complain again, and here are the advantages of an APS-C camera. So basically you'll get, I would say, full frame quality, because also I've tested the 14mm f4 Viltrox lens on Nikon Z, and this is pretty close for an APS-C sensor, but it's an f2.8 and half the size, and also the weight, it is much lighter than a full frame camera plus lens. So yes, really loving this on Xe5 a lot, and yes, it is smaller than the 7 Artisans 10mm f2.8. So what more could you want? Now let me address another very interesting feature that I was able to observe. This lens has sun stars, so you are starting to have sun stars, very nice Voigtlander styled sun stars from f5.6, and as you close the aperture, you have better sun stars. So this lens, it is sought for landscape photography when you want nice sun stars. So huge deal here. By the way, if you want to make better photos, you must know that it's not about the gear, it's about composition, it's about light, it's about seeing with your eyes and pre-visualizing the picture. So for this, I've recently launched a course with my techniques to get better pictures. So if you want to learn to make better pictures and especially composition, why not join my Photography Academy? To get access to my course, you must be subscribed to my channel and join my membership Photography Academy level. When you'll have that level, you'll have access to my street photography composition course, where I show you how I am making the pictures and where I teach you how to make the same picture. So I'm telling you why a picture is good and why it's working, and why I've decided to keep it in color or to keep it in black. So you learn lots of tips and techniques if you are joining the membership program. And more than that, joining my membership, it means that any premium course that I will launch, you'll have access to it. So join now my TM Photography Academy by subscribing to my channel and hit the join button from YouTube. Now, how this lens it is compared to the alternatives. The first alternative that is coming into my mind, it is Fujifilm ultra pricey lens 8mm f3.5. Of course, I didn't bought Fujifilm 8mm f3.5 for that price, and also with just an f3.5 aperture. So that lens cost around 1,000 bucks, and this cost 200 bucks. Is the Fujifilm lens 5x time better? I'm really not convinced that the Fujifilm lens it is 5x times better than the Viltrox lens. Indeed, it has an obvious advantage. It is weather sealed and weather resistant. This isn't. But the good news for Fujifilm shooters is that finally you have here a lens very friendly regarding the price, very friendly regarding the size and weight, very good AF, very good image quality, very good minimum focus distance, with some popping at f2.8 if you'll get close, with sunstars from f5.6 that are getting very beautiful at f11. Is this a no-brainer or what? From my point of view, this is a no-brainer. If you wanted an ultra-wide lens to enjoy shooting landscape photography, interior photography, real estate photography, keeping the footprint of your Fujifilm camera small, light and powerful, then you are really forced to get this lens because the Viltrox offer, it is too good, really too good. So if you already know the Viltrox Air lineup and how good they are and how good it's the glass, be sure that here Viltrox didn't lower the bar. I do think that they've raised the bar, thinking at what they managed to implement. So such a small lens at this price in the ultra wide field of view. In general, ultra-wide lenses are really expensive. You weren't able to touch on them. And especially this was the case on the Fujifilm. How I've said, 8mm f3.5, $1,000. Should I talk about the other Fujifilm ultra-wide lenses? And now you have great image quality in a very light and compact lens with a very accessible price. So, Viltrox is killing it, and I have just words of praising this lens because it's impossible not to praise this lens that has this great image quality to it. So I'm totally recommending this lens. If you want to get this lens, please use my affiliate links from the comments and description. Subscribe to my newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, give it a like to this video, leave me your comments. And what is free and is helping this channel to grow, it is to watch my next videos. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.